Okay, gonna read an article here from Fortune, basically stating that by 2027, within 3 years, 90% of the food we will eat is going to be touched by artificial intelligence. So let's just jump right to the article and see what's going on here. So AI is touching your food, maybe most of it, by solving the food industry's unique supply chain challenges. So within 3 years, 90% of the food we eat will be touched by artificial intelligence. That's the prediction of Ethan Soloviev, Chief Innovation Officer at HowGood, a sustainability intelligence platform that works across the food system. He understands the task at hand for the food industry is to feed some 10 billion people by 2050, not only growing it, but getting it to people. The lowest hanging fruit for AI is how it will improve the food and agriculture supply chain with rapid increases in efficiency and productivity, Soloviev says. AI can do the math for us. Using AI to get your products from point A to point B is a growing solution to logistical hurdles, but in no other industry does it feel as nuanced as the food supply chain. That supply chain includes everything from natural, agriculture, and weather-related challenges to grow ingredients to inventory management and product shelf life. The end consumer needs that item to stay fresh long enough to cook it and eat it, be it at home or at a food service establishment. It's a $2.3 trillion industry in the United States alone that involves hundreds of corporations and thousands of individuals. The end products affects, well, everyone. Foodstuffs are less forgiving than your average package, says Eric Nieves, co-founder and CEO of Plus One Robotics. For one, they have an expiration date. Many are temperature controlled, some must be handled with care. All are highly regulated by government agencies. That's on top of typical consumer goods challenges like inventory management, demand forecasting, and warehouse efficiency. Then there's the task of physically transporting it all to the far corners of the country. Because these complications exist at the root of food production, Nieves explains he has seen AI greatly reduce the time to shelf for several products. Part of that is with robotics like his that automate packaging systems in warehouses with the help of machine learning and 3D computer vision. The robots can hang out longer in a cold freezer to package temperature-controlled goods and also handle more manual labor than a human, even with the forklift. They are getting pretty good, he says, at detecting different types of food and adjusting their gripper strength to avoid bruising a ripe pear. But it goes beyond mechanical arms. Also, in the food warehouse, Amazon uses AI-driven sensors to detect potential food safety hazards, such as contamination and spoilage, by monitoring the temperature and humidity of storage facilities. Amazon Web Services, AWS, uses similar tech and AI-powered image recognition systems and machine vision technologies to inspect food products for defects, according to Justin Honeman, head of worldwide retail and consumer goods go-to-market growth. Combined, this sets up an AI-based traceability system that can track the movement of food products from farm to fork, he says, and it is critical for notifying suppliers, retailers, and consumers of recalls resulting from foodborne illness. And there are endless other applications as more AI adoption takes place, Hahnemann says. The food industry is an excellent source of large and complex data sources with highly complex and multidisciplinary challenges, making it a prime application for artificial intelligence, says Brian Hitchcock, Chief Science and Technology Officer at the Institute of Food Technologists. One such impactful application is consumer demand. AI is improving recommendations on how much of a specific product a grocery store needs to order to reduce food waste created by shipping excess products that won't be sold. By analyzing historical sales data, AI is giving food distributors more insight into what is selling when and informing its orders accordingly. A 2022 study by the World Wildlife Fund found that AI software offered a 14.8% reduction in food waste per grocery store. Merchandising tech companies like Trax and Shelf Engine work heavily in this space, and major food companies are in on the action. 2. Kraft Heinz partnered with Microsoft to do this with its portfolio of more than 200 brands. Hitchcock is particularly excited about how AI can work alongside existing and powerful technologies in the food industry, like nuclear magnetic resonance machines that help scientists analyze chemical compositions in food, biotech tools to modify crops, food processing technologies to preserve nutritional qualities, and the many climate-focused platforms to enable agriculture and food production companies to optimize practices and work toward sustainability goals. At Pangea Global Technologies, Brian Fried is an advocate of indoor farming as such a solution, thanks to his work in lighting large-scale horticulture projects. In a controlled indoor environment, AI plays a crucial role in optimizing the growth atmosphere and fine-tuning crop results. Fried, who served as the LED lighting company's chairman and CEO, says that when a crop is planted, there is virtual certainty that it will yield the desired result, which has significant potential in solving food insecurity in so-called food deserts and augmenting traditional agriculture amid climate change. It may also reduce the need to transport food over long distances to remote or arid locations. The use of AI is just beginning to be applied, Fried says. All of this will increase the availability of food, especially what we consider healthy food, to any place. When Hitchcock thinks about the future of AI and food, he suggests there is risk too. AI is a tool that can be used to deliver on the priority of improving food for everyone, but it can also work against that goal. HowGood Soloviev notes the countless variables that must be considered and the number of individuals working across the food system who may not be aligned in improving the impact of the food system on the planet. With a technology as adaptable as AI, our biggest risk is the failure of the imagination, Hitchcock says. If we can't imagine the possibilities of how this technology can be used for both good and the bad, we won't be able to prepare for what might challenge us tomorrow. Okay, so agree with most everything written in this article. There's the main goals for applying AI in supply chains with food is to get larger margins, avoid food waste, save money for the buyers who may be using this technology. But then, of course, in the warehouses here, AWS. But the last part about the bad actors, it's not necessarily clear what they're insinuating or what they're referring to when they talk about the bad actors. So who or what part of the food supply chain would be a bad actor, right? So I think there needs to be a little bit more elaboration here. That was a little bit of a cliffhanger and a little bit insincere. If they were to have offered, like for example, there was not to be conclusion and there were not to be good faith actors in the food system, the food supply chain network, who is it? We perhaps need to name names, and then these people in these quotes didn't do that, which has the article finished, and it's a bit funky. But nonetheless, we'll leave it there for now. Interesting article, but that last part was a little bit of a curveball because they're just saying, yeah, oh yeah, there's bad actors, but they don't say whoever that may be.